Within the last hour, a local police officer faced a judge for his role in a deadly crash in Las Vegas. It comes while his department is getting ready to say goodbye and pay respects to a coworker who was tragically killed in that crash. The officer's attorney also just spoke to Channel 3 New Haven Bureau Chief MATTMCFARLAND, who's live right now with our mobile newsroom outside of New Haven Police Headquarters with the latest. What did he say, Matt?
Well, Kara, it's been a difficult few weeks for the New Haven Police Department dealing with the death of Officer Joshua Castellano. His wake is going to be this afternoon. The funeral is tomorrow morning here in New Haven. And then, of course, this morning in Las Vegas, the officer whom police say was behind the wheel of that deadly crash faced a judge. Now, Officer Robert Ferraro is charged with driving under the influence and reckless driving. Police out in Las Vegas say Ferraro was driving at a high rate of speed last Friday morning when he lost control, hit two cars and some utility poles before that car came to rest. Now, the 35-year-old Castellano, a 7-year veteran of the force who is currently serving on New Haven's shooting task force, died as a result of his injuries. Two other officers who were also in the car suffered minor injuries. Today, during Ferraro's court hearing, we learned he is now allowed to come back to Connecticut after posting $100,000, but he will be required to wear an electronic monitoring device and is prohibited from using drugs and alcohol. As for his court case, we're told a status check is set for 2 weeks. A preliminary hearing is down for late January. And of course, as he said, his attorney out in Las Vegas just spoke recently with reporters saying that no matter how you look at it, this is just an awful situation, a tragic situation all the way around.
No one disputes in this case that this case is a horrible tragedy. It really is. I mean, Josh Castellano, who is the young man who passed away in this case, was high school buddies with Mr. Ferraro. They've known each other for years. They're both excellent officers, and it is a huge, devastating loss that's being felt, regardless of what ends up happening in this case.
Now you can see the bunting hanging outside the police department here. Castellano's wake starts at 4 o'clock at the West Haven Funeral Home. And of course, his funeral is tomorrow morning at St. Mary's Church on Hillhouse Avenue in New Haven. We're live with the mobile newsroom in New Haven. MATTMCFARLAND, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.